So number 4, complete the summary. Introductory sentence for a summary is provided, and complete the summary by selecting 3 answer choices that express the most important ideas of the passage. Okay? In the 16th century, actors began to band together in groups. What does that mean, band together? It means get together, all right? Sponsored by nobles, and they toured the countryside to perform until the first theaters were founded. This is a very good sentence, right? It has all the important parts of the passage. What will we choose? Number 1, the first Elizabethan acting troupe, which was called Leicester's Men, was created. What do you think? But like, just by this passage, this is not clear, because what the author called Elizabethan troops were what? Soon afterwards, more groups. Okay, if you look here, in 1599, an acting group called Leicester's Men was founded. Soon afterwards, more groups, which came to be called Elizabethan acting troops. So, just by this passage, you don't know if Leicester's Men was called Elizabethan acting troops. Do you understand? This is not clear. So I would not choose this. When actors went to other towns to act, they typically staged their performances in the yards of the inns. Is this right? Right. First, the troops had to tour the British countryside to stage performances. They typically acted in the courtyards of the inns. Okay, this is right, but you have to see if this is an important part of the passage. Alright? Are you seeing this well? I think the letters are too small. So 2 is right, but you have to think about if it's important, that important or not. 3, William Shakespeare saw an acting troupe which caused him to begin his life as a playwright. Is this right? William, before all of these troops completely stopped traveling, several of them visited Stratford, and in this town William Shakespeare was inspired that he followed one of the group back to London to begin his career as a playwright. William Shakespeare saw an acting troupe. It's not an acting troupe, right? It's several of them. So this is, if you strictly judge this is wrong. Okay? But it's a bad option. You should have more meaningful option than this. Some actors improvised while on stage and made political statements that the monarchy disagreed with. This is right? This is what when actors got lost control, they improvised, they did things that were not planned, and they expressed unpopular opinions, or the ones that the government didn't like, the king. Or so the high-ranking people made them pay money or put them in prison for punishment. So this is right. But is this that important to be inside the summary. You have to think about it. 5. Because noblemen supported the group of actors, they were given a few more rights than normal. Is this right? This is right, right? Where is this? These groups were backed by various nobles, which gave them slightly more rights. So this is right, but is this that important? You have to think about that. Theatre underwent many changes. Underwent means they experienced. From the times of Greeks and Romans to the Middle Ages. Is this right? From the time of the Greeks to the Middle Ages. Let's see. Nevertheless, by the 16th century, plays were making a comeback of sorts in Britain, and there were several changes in the acting culture. It's not that there was from the changes were not from the time of Greeks and Romans to the Middle Ages, but when the plays came back, they returned, they had changes. So this sentence is wrong. So what are right? What are you going to choose from? You could choose 2, 4, 5, right? That's what I would choose. But in the answer sheet, it says something different. Answer sheet is not always right. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, 5. For what I said, this is not. This can't be completely true because in just with the passage, you can't say Leicester Men was the first Elizabethan acting troupe. Do you understand? The author said called the groups acting troupe, which appeared after Leicester Men. So this should be wrong, but the author picked the answer sheet picked this one, and then it picked 2 and 5 and not 4. Okay, that's because this part, the answer sheet or the author of this book, this textbook thought 4 is not important, but I don't see why it's not important compared to others. Do you understand? I think 2, 4, 5 is a better answer. Okay, and I don't think this is a good option, nor this one either. Saw an acting troupe, saw several acting troupes. This is not important, so I don't think 1 and 3 is a good option. Number 6 is kind of obviously wrong, so 2, 4, 5 is what I would choose. The reason because the options or the question is not clear, okay, in these textbooks is because the question styles of TOEFL reading, okay, is just reading, right, is very complex. So they have to make complex questions. That's why they it's hard for them to make it clear. Okay? So I don't think this is a well-made question, but you will counter these kind of questions continuously. Alright? So But in the real TOEFL test, it won't be this much. The questions and the options will be clearer than this, and it will be easier for you to easier and clearer for you to pick the answers. Do you understand? So you don't have to worry about that. Through these textbooks, we're just gonna discuss how we are going to approach these questions. That's all we have to do. Whether this question is wrong or not clear is not very important. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, thank you everyone, and we will continue our class next time. So see you next time. Have a good day or night. Whatever the time is that when you're watching this, okay? Alright. See you, bye bye.